we've been composting at the Springs Preserve since our inception, and that's a really fundamental key for us in working towards sustainability. So it's critical for us to take all of our waste products of green material and food scraps and compost them to be used back on site. So it's a closed circuit loop, and we're turning something that would otherwise be waste into a useful product.
And that waste not, want not philosophy attracted our master composter, Bernie Schwab, who grew up close to the earth and eventually pursued it as his career.
I grew up on a farm, and my dad was, I wanted to farm, and my dad talked me off the farm, but I'm still playing in the dirt. I started a soil blending operation in the early 80s, and we were making quite a bit of soil mixes, and our goal was to save water.
Which makes him an ideal mixologist of compost for water-efficient desert landscapes.
What we're doing here is reclaiming all the green material you see around here, all the pruning, if you notice around here, all the trees, the shrubbery, the bushes. It's an asset that goes back into the soil.
So here at the preserve, there's no such thing as waste from the garden or the table.
In the last year, we've composted 52,000 pounds of just food waste from our cafe and a few events, so it really makes a marked difference.
We use the food waste from the restaurant, and we blend that all in with the dry material, which is, there's a lot of that here. And the dry material is wood chips, leaves, and real small, maybe the small limbs. We run them through a chipper so we can get it all down to small pieces. And then we try to mix the two together like 50-50, 50% green and 50% brown.
Then, like some amazing stew of soil, it starts cooking and we stir it up good.
And within about 24 hours, by adding enough moisture to it, the temperature will rise in this material to a minimum of 130 degrees. And we try not to let it go over 160. That temperature area is where the bacteria work the best. All they need is air and water. So we provide that for them and turn it like maybe every week to give it fresh air.
And in no time at all, for gardeners, the simple recipe turns into an earthy miracle.
After about 3 months' time, this is the finished product. You can't identify anything. Do you see any leaves, any twigs in there, any pieces of food, any orange peelings, banana peelings? I mean, that all was the raw material several months ago. Anyway, this material is the compost that we're making, and we put it back in the soil here to keep all the growth going.
But you don't need all the green and brown resources of the preserve for your own home composting operation.
Composting can be as simple or as complicated as somebody wants to make it, and there are contained systems that can be purchased by a homeowner, or independent piles that just sit out, even a single pile that's turned regularly, so it can be as small or as large an operation as anyone wishes to make it.
It's a labor of love for the life-giving earth that's well worth the effort.
You're making black gold. I mean, you can do it yourself, and it's not rocket science.